I'd like to call to the stage, in the order of the draw for Town Council, Jonathan McNeese, Oliver Vadas, Beth Robertson, and John Florio.
Those of you who know me know that I'm passionate about art and culture. When the Oakville Jazz Festival was cancelled, I single-handedly created Western Jazz, a year-round nightly dinner theater. How many of you ever attended Western Jazz, or at least know about it? I'm already getting the vote of confidence. Not only that, but during COVID, we brought entertainment to the living rooms in Oakville through the local TV network. As for green space, when I was bringing visitors from the airport along Dundas Street, I always told them, if you want pasteurized milk, you go to the supermarket on the left, or get off on the right side, and if you know how to milk a cow, you get it there. Where it's all mortar and brick as far as the eye can see. And as far as, I received an email like all the other candidates did from a lady called Maureen. She's very concerned about her son not getting a reasonable priced accommodation in Oakville. We have a 14-story apartment building in Bronte Village. What would set her son back by $35,000 a year for a single one-bedroom apartment, $75,000 for 2 bedrooms. I don't know anybody in Oakville, especially the young generation, who can afford that. And the truth is that that's called Bronte Village. I don't know any village in Canada that has a 500-unit apartment building that rents for $6,600 for a 2-bedroom apartment. So there's room to change.
This evening's first question goes to Oliver. In 2019, the Town Council declared a climate emergency. In 2020, Town Council unanimously endorsed the community energy strategy. So the question is, if elected, what would you do to ensure that developers are adhering to the community energy strategy in their future development applications?
This question is very much up in the alley, which I'm very passionate about. Since we are talking about the environment, may as well mention that I'm very upset when I go to a parking lot and I see town-owned vehicles idling sometimes for hours. When I walk over, they say they need it for the air conditioning. Then what I do is I call the town or the region, and within 2 minutes they obviously call back and they turn off the engine. So, what was the other part of the question?
So, if elected, what would you do to ensure that developers...
Oh, okay, I got it. The other thing is when the town issues building permits, usually the process is that the developer picks the land and submits a proposition. And then the town either allows or disallows the building. I think the process should be reversed. The town should be selecting the land and put it up for bidding and make sure that the company who gets the permit to build there will meet all the residential regulations. I remember the question. I get up for one reason, because the way I meet coyotes is when I'm walking my dog. Now, it would be nice if we could have a bylaw, but coyotes don't read. So, education, like all the other candidates said, it's important. Not feeding the animals is one thing, that they keep them in the forest rather than going around buildings. And the other thing is, which is also education, and I educated myself, how to behave when you meet a coyote. They need noise and flashlight or any of those things. But the very first thing I do when I go and see a coyote, I pick up my dog. I'd rather have him bite my leg than kill my dog. So education is important. Let people know, don't feed the animals, and know how to behave when they meet a coyote. I'm yellow. Okay, thanks. I like to get up. Exercise is healthy. The definition of a town is 35,000. Oakville is still called a town with close to 200,000. When we moved here, it was just about 60,000. So to control the population growth should be done through the town council. The number of building permits shouldn't be based on what developers propose. We should have a fixed level of additional units, and then if somebody is proposing a new building, that could be put up for the next year. When I go downtown Oakville, Bronte Village, it has the atmosphere of a small town. But if I go up on Dundas and see all those high-rises, sorry, Mississauga, it looks like Mississauga. So Mississauga is a city, Oakville is a town, and let's keep it that way. Thank you. Anyway, I want to apologize to all the candidates because I want you to vote for me. So I have to, yes, we need new blood in town hall, but not someone who's planned for the first 100 days to learn how the town works and what his duties are. If someone has a background in urban development, keeping green space is a little bit of a conflict of interest. And the experience of 4 years in town hall, allowing buildings with 500 units and $6,600 monthly rent is not something that someone should be proud of. As you all know, engineers are practical doers. I have a bachelor degree in electrical engineering, a master's degree in computer science, spent 20 years in the forestry industry, did a lot to keep the Canadian forest green, and also attended council meetings. So I have the experience that I bring in, and one of the journalists, when he interviewed me, he started off saying that this guy has the energy of a 20-year-old. So I can do it, and the choice is yours. Thank you.